Hey guys, my name is Benjamen Janey. I am an entrepreneur and designer from Boston, Massachusetts. My mom was a social activist and nonprofit founder. My dad was a city school superintendent and executive educator. I attended Massachusetts College of Art and Design, which is essentially like a Ivy League design school. Only 100 students are accepted every single year. And I think only Rhode Island School of Design is ahead of us in terms of school ratings. My design experience spans UI, UX, fashion, and also product design. And I've been blessed to be involved in a number of national level projects with Sesame Street, Tootsie Roll Industries, Houghton Mifflin Publishing, Science Museum of Boston, Jordan Brand, just to name a few. 3 years ago, I founded a company called Spooler. Spooler combines fashion and technology to help people take control of what they wear. Since inception, we've experienced 30% increase in profit year after year. We have 5,000 customers among 13 countries worldwide. But today I'm here to talk to you about a new platform that we're building called Timeless. Timeless allows freelance designers to earn passive income from their original works while also participating in the conversation of the day using artificial intelligence. Before I dive deep into the product, I just want to give you guys like a brief art history lesson that's going to lay the groundwork and provide context on why we developed this concept. So when we think about the history of art, you might think of someone like, let's say, Leonardo Divinci or Rembrandt or Van Gogh. If you're into music, you might think of, let's say, Beethoven, Mozart, or even Michael Jackson. If you're privy with the 14th century Renaissance period of art in Europe, names like Raphael, Michelangelo might come to mind in some of their amazing pieces of art, such as the David, St. George, or the Virgin's Wedding. So these amazing pieces of artwork are studied in top universities around the world. They're marveled by scholars and philosophers. They represent the power and influence of kings and queens, biblical stories, or great literature, or even just the conversation of the day. They hold a special place in our hearts and minds, not only because of the beauty and mystique of the artwork, but because they provide us a unique opportunity to take a glimpse back into time to understand how these people once lived. Now, the question is, why? Right? Like, why were these geniuses, these amazing artists creating these works, and what problems were they trying to solve? So through extensive research, we found that there were actually three fundamental problems that these great artists were solving. And we also found that these three fundamental problems they were solving were relevant in every stage of human history. So those three problems they solved were, number one, compensation for artists. So at the time, these artists who created the works were essentially freelancers. So they were commissioned by the kings, queens, popes, and royal families to create these great works. And studies have come out to show that they were not only compensated, but they were paid substantially. And the resources that they received from creating these works enabled them to go back out, purchase more materials, and have a larger impact. In terms of today, there was a study that came out by the U.S. Census Bureau that just showed that 34% of artists today are either self-employed or want to be self-employed. Versus the 6% of the general labor force that are self-employed or desire to be self-employed. So this tells us that there is a high demand for artists looking for freelance work, and we think that this is going to positively impact also our retention rates because artists absolutely love what they do. Number two, customization. So at the time, these kings, queens, popes, royal families, they love to have customized or personalized items made, luxury items made for their homes and for their personal art collections. Today, this is called customization. So nearly half, 46% of customers would say they would prefer to have a product that was tailored to their specific needs. And then 20% of that 46% said that they are willing to pay top dollar. Number 3, social impact. So when these great pieces of artwork are sitting in museums, the viewer actually has the opportunity to take a stance, right, or form an opinion about this great work. And then they will go back out into society amongst their peer groups and sort of spread the message of what this piece of art meant and try to influence others. This is similar to, let's say, the Me Too movement, right, where a group of people experience a social bias and they came together to create a movement in order to spark a change. 87% of customers say that they would actually prefer to buy a product that speaks to their personal interest or a topic that they believe in, whereas 75% of customers said that they wouldn't support a product if it represented something that they didn't believe in. So let's now fast forward 800 years, and there's an artist, an entrepreneur, who developed a test market on Venice Beach, California. Instead of customizing clothes or art for kings, queens, and popes, it was celebrities, tourists, and Venice Beach locals. This test market, customizing clothes, using pop culture themes and ideas of the day for inspiration, was so successful that it scaled into Westville Mall property first custom fashion kiosk, providing an end-to-end personalized experience for mall shoppers to walk in and get custom design and custom clothes on the go and on demand. The idea then scaled from one designer to 35 designers overnight, and that was the roots of the concept and also the roots of Spooler. So today, we've combined what the greatest minds in history have proven to be successful, along with our own test and market research, to create the world's first e-commerce store that creates on-demand apparel for socially conscious shoppers using artificial intelligence. Now, the site is segmented into various categories, such as women empowerment, COVID-19, or the 2020 elections. And by a customer purchasing a product from that particular category, they are taking a stance on that particular issue. Further, the back end of the website operates as a marketplace where freelance designers can upload original artwork based on the themes of these categories and then generate residual income for their contributions. We're developing an algorithm at the moment that's going to monitor these trends across the web and then feed those into the back of the website for designers and product inspiration. What makes this opportunity unique? Well, one, we own the IP, so we reserve the rights to the IP for this strategy. Number 2, we have worthy partners. We're partnered with some of the world's most recognizable brands, such as Sesame Street, Tootsie Roll Industries, and Goodwin Procter. Number 3, our artist community. So we've partnered with some of the country's most renowned art and design schools that we're using as breeding grounds to recruit talent. And number 4, the market size. E-commerce is a growing market. We're expected to reach over $4 billion next year, and it's just not showing any signs of slowing down. So today, right here, right now, in this moment, we all have the opportunity to take what some of the greatest minds in history have proven to be successful, along with the proof of concept, combining art, fashion, and technology for social impact to help create a future that's timeless.